Hey everyone, it's Noamori Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. This video is solely dedicated to the best monster in the game, HAYMAN. No joke this time, at least for the legendary monsters, he's officially the best, the strongest monster in the legendary era. I can't believe SP actually did this. If you haven't checked out the lore, check out the link in the description. There's a link to the lore, the Halloween 21 saga. Basically, Witch Cat gave a potion to HAYMAN that just made him absolutely powerful. Look at his stats. He's a legendary monster with 4,928 power, 48,557 life stat, and a speed stat of 4,158. If I just scroll through monsters, those stats are ridiculous. Look, even higher than VIP monsters. No one even comes close to HAYMAN. He's that powerful. I mean, SP is super funny. If you saw the lore, it was just funny. They threw in so many jokes in there, and they actually made him the strongest legendary monster. He is definitely no joke anymore. 5,000 power stat almost, 4,000 speed stat. Even, watch, if you rank him up to rank 5, his power stat jumps up to 6,272, his life stat to 81,884, and his speed stat to 5,292. This is probably stronger than the OG mythic stats for probably even rank 1 or rank 2. Okay, so check this out. We have a Misirus, again, OG mythic monster. Look at that power stat, 5,000, that life stat, 57,000, that speed stat, 4,800. Go to rank 1, 5,400 speed stat, 6,000 power, 72 life stat. Rank 2, so again, around a rank 2 mythic stats. That's pretty impressive. Or even take a look at this, a cosmic mythic monster. Power stat, 7,392. Life stat 72,987, speed stat 5,962. A fully maxed out legendary HAYMAN almost can compete with that of a cosmic mythic monster. And so anyhow, it's not just the stats of HAYMAN that got an increase, his skills also got an increase. So really quickly, let me jump over to the Monster Legends wiki. So this is the original wiki we used to use, and right here you can see his power stat, his life stat, and his speed stat before the buff. And you can see the huge difference. So his power stat was 3,201. His life stat was 27,445. That nearly doubled, almost doubled. And his speed stat, which was already impressive at 3,476, got a huge buff. We can even upgrade the stats to 130. As you can see, power stat 4,074. Life stat 46,000, speed stat 4,424. His level 100 stats right now are higher than his previous 130 with the exception of the speed stat barely. But yeah, you can see the difference in stats. The skills though, he also got a huge change in the skills, so that's what I want to go over in this video as well. Okay, so here we have the #1 monster. Let's click on skills and we'll start off. I think the default skills didn't really change. We have On the Cob, we have Let the Bedbugs Bite. Those stayed exactly the same, but this is where things begin to change. So I'm basically going to go back and forth between both of the skills. So Corncociousness applies a random negative status effect to all enemies. What did this used to do before? Well, actually, before it already was OP actually. It used to be his dark-based attack, so not special-based attack, and they used to give daze immunity to all of your allies. I once made a joke saying, oh, this skill is so amazing, HAYMAN will protect your team from being dazed. Unfortunately, SP removed this OP skill of daze immunity to your team, and they replaced it with a skill that gives negative effects to the enemy team. Still very good. Alright, let's keep on looking. We also have a skill called Serial Killer. This deals low special damage to all enemies. What did it used to do before? It actually did the exact same thing, but what SP actually did was lower the cooldown. Check it out. It used to have a 3-turn cooldown and a 31 stamina cost. Now it only has a 1-turn cooldown. So shout out to HAYMAN for getting that stronger skill. Alright, we have High Fructose Life Syrup. Deals very heavy dark damage to one enemy. What did it used to do before? Well, exactly the same thing. So what changed here? It used to cost 25 stamina. Oh, SP actually increased. SP actually increased the amount of stamina, so now it's 35 as opposed to 25, but I think it's stronger now. Now it's very heavy dark damage. I think it might have only been dark damage before, not very heavy. And we have Harvest Season, deals heavy dark damage, applies nightmares to one enemy. This is spammable now. Was it spammable before? Turns out it was. It was 50 damage, 28 stamina, 0 cooldown, and Oh, yeah, so heavy dark. Now it deals nightmares, so that is the added benefit to it. It deals nightmare. Now let's see what else we have. Let's see, applies a random negative effect. Applies a random negative status effect and removes positive effects from one enemy. What did it used to do before? 28 stamina, 2 turn cooldown. It used to apply a random negative effect and remove all positive effects from target. Oh, it always did that. I actually did not know HAYMAN had this great skill. 28 stamina, 2 turn cooldown. I guess that didn't change as well. Alright, let's see what else changed or didn't change. So we had Opaque Husk, applies Dark Immunity and applies a random negative effect to all enemies. And what did it used to do before? Before it would only apply the immunity to dark attacks. It did not apply random negative effects, and now it does. Also, it now has a 2-turn cooldown instead of a 3-turn cooldown, so that is the buff there. We have Grain Drain. Grain Drain deals moderate dark damage to all enemies and steals life from targets. What did that used to do before? It used to deal heavy dark damage and apply stamina leak to target. So now it actually is an AoE. Deals moderate dark damage to all enemies. Oh, that's interesting. So if we look at it, it says one enemy, but it says deals moderate dark damage to all enemies. So it's actually an AoE and a lifesteal, where it used to be a single heavy attack. So I think SP just forgot to change this. It's supposed to attack all enemies now. We have Against the Grain, deals moderate dark damage and applies nightmares to all enemies. This is a dark-based attack. It actually used to be a special-based attack, and it used to be an ally skill. Entire allied team gains precision, so it went from increased accuracy to your whole team to now, let me nightmare the enemy team. And what else changed with HAYMAN? Night Lantern. Night Lantern is a 0 cooldown, 0 stamina skill, so you can use this whenever, and it deals moderate dark damage and applies nightmares. And before, look at that, it used to have a 26 stamina cost, still 0 cooldown, and it only had a 50% chance to nightmares. Gross. Why would you want a 50% chance skill when you can have a guaranteed chance to land? So that is the buff there. As for everything else, again, I believe it's the same. There might be some differences in cooldowns or stuff. But yeah, that is essentially the buff that HAYMAN got. I honestly think it is hilarious that SP went ahead and did this. They literally made a chapter for this meme of a monster. And they had fun with it. They made him super powerful, super buff. Again, look at those stats. 4,928. I can't get over that. That life stat, 48,000. Higher than his previous rank 5 stat, his level 130 stats. His speed stat, 4,158. Oh my gosh, if I was to take him to rank what, 5, yeah, level 130, he would be insane. His trait stayed the same, he's still immune to daze. I think it would have been funny if SP just gave him like Artifact or Bulwark or just something else for the trait. I think that would have been hilarious. Relic slot stayed the same. He can still hold the staff and the armor. What else? No skin. I think it would have been funny if SP also gave him a skin. But yeah, this is hilarious. I gotta say, never in my wildest dreams was I expecting SP to do something like this. They literally made HAYMAN the most powerful legendary monster in the game. That is fantastic. That is ridiculous, guys. And this also potentially opens the door to SP doing this with another monster, you know? They just need Witchcat to give someone a potion, and suddenly they become super strong. You know, maybe we see this with a mythic monster. Maybe we see this with someone that the community thought was going to be really good and ended up not being good. I don't know, guys, but overall, I just think this is a funny little Halloween gag. Huge shout out to SP for the amazing lore and for the amazing overpowered HAYMAN who's finally getting the recognition he deserves. Thank you guys very much, and remember to subscribe.